So 2025 didn't go as planned, but I'm not giving up. I'm restarting the year, and plot twist, it's not in January. It's never too late to begin again, and I feel like as a society, somewhere along the way, we started to believe that we can only restart our lives on the 1st of January, or on a Monday, or just when everything's perfect and when you're exactly ready. But the truth is, and we all know this, we can restart whenever we want, just like I'm doing now. Sometimes your year doesn't start in January, it doesn't start on the Lunar New Year, sometimes it just needs to start when you're ready. And guys, I've received so many messages saying, Lou, I miss your monthly goals, your intentions, your to-do list, and the truth is, I was so ashamed, I think that's what it's boiled down to anyway, that I didn't achieve all my goals for 2025, that it just debilitated me. I felt so stagnated by the things I hadn't achieved that it's just been taking away from the things that I did achieve last year. And to be honest, I've just spent the last few months feeling like an absolute failure. I've just felt so stuck, and there's nothing worse than that feeling of being lost. It's like I was so annoyed at myself that I didn't achieve everything I wanted to achieve last year, so in turn I just have been beating myself up. I think I've been quite hard on myself, to be honest, but the thing is, I had this sudden overwhelming feeling like I don't know my purpose, I don't know my why am I here? And the thing is about feeling lost is only I can control it, which is another reminder, I can control it. This is something I can change, and this goal reset is just a reminder to myself that I am in control of my life. A calendar does not have agency over what I do today. I do. So this video isn't about perfect resolutions or pretending I smashed every 2025 goal. It's about what I did achieve and what I didn't, and why 2026 isn't about pressure but intentional restarts. We are choosing to begin again on purpose, without shame, with intention. Let's go. Let's start with 2025 goals I didn't achieve. At the start of 2025, I wrote a list of 25 goals for 2025. Here's the list. Put hoop in my helix, be intentional with my reading, write a review for every book on my storygraph I read, otherwise I forget, write letterbox reviews for every film I watch, find a driving instructor, do a readathon, go on long walks a week, 1 to 2 hours, clear out my TikTok drafts and make playlists, paintballing with all my friends, fill out my address book, bring back posting letters, compliment people more, read my favourite book, get reviews, record player fix, see more theatre, live comedy, etc. Concise and clean makeup bag, one hot holiday where I swim and do nothing and read, hosting a games night with friends, a colouring night, Mario Kart, finish my painting, get new management, get a show reel, improve my French, try 1 new recipe every month, cook for my girlfriend, get better at geography, write a book, 25k followers on YouTube. Yeah, I didn't do half of those. No, I did. Out of that 25, I achieved 14, which from the outside looking in is over half the goals and so should be celebrated. So tell me why I've been beating myself up over the goals I didn't achieve. Sorry, this lighting is not giving, it's blinding me. But I actually think this shame is because some of the goals I've put on this list, I've been adding to my New Year's resolutions goals for years. And I think I know what's stopping me. Lack of specificity. Louise, say it right. Specificity. 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 And I think I know why. Lack of specificity. Sorry, I've just been trying to say specificity for so long. You guys don't even know. Okay, so one of the things I achieved last year that I'm really proud of is buying a car. But funny enough, that isn't even on the list. What is on the list though is finding a driving instructor. And I think for me, it was the simplicity of that goal that made me call the driving instructors and then inevitably book a theory test and have all my driving lessons. I think I did like over 100 hours and pass my test and buy a car. And let me tell you, every day, every time I get in that car, there is no better feeling. The reward of being able to say that I did that myself, I did that, no one helped me, no one paid for my lessons or my insurance or took me out for drives to practice in their car, I did that on my own. It's so rewarding. Another rewarding thing that I achieved last year was I got an honorary doctorate for my social impact on the deaf, queer, coda, grief communities, which I didn't even put on the list because it didn't feel attainable to me. Like that was beyond my wildest dreams, but it's a reminder to dream big. And some of the goals on that list were tiny, like getting a hoop in my helix or clearing out my makeup bag, but then other ones were huge dream life goals like becoming a writer, releasing a grief memoir, gaining 25k subscribers on YouTube. And I think because these goals felt so big, I struggled to start them. Like, I can't believe, I thought getting an acting agent was on my list for 2025, but it wasn't. But you know what was on the list? Get a show reel. And that has now led me to nearly getting an acting agent, but that's not even on the list. Overall, there are many things I did in 2025 that I'm proud of. I went to see more live theatre this year than I had in like the previous 3 years. I went to see Evita with Rachel Zegler. I went to see Hedda Gabler with Lily Allen, Importance of Being Earnest with Stephen Fry. I went to see Hadestown by myself because I only managed to get 1 ticket, but Eva Noblezada was performing and I was like, oh my God, I have to go. She's in London. I saw Hamilton, Devil Wears Prada. I went to see so many local comedy shows because my friend does comedy. I also saw some Amdram performances. The scope was brilliant. I also saw loads of live music, not just like huge artists, but smaller artists. We went to like an intimate set with Katie Gregson in Bristol, and that was so nice. You know, when you can see the guitar up close and you're seeing them playing, and I just love seeing musicians live. But then also I saw Lana Del Rey, literally life-changing, and Addison Rae, London Grammar. I saw Lana Del Rey twice because she's one of those artists that it's like I have to see before I die. So yes, she made my teenage years. And Billie Eilish, we saw Olivia Rodrigo, Girl in Red, Last Dinner Party. Honestly, the list could go on forever. We went to see so many artists last year, which is like a new thing for me in the last couple of years. I'm telling you, like my whole teenage years, I didn't see anyone live. Overall, I'm proud of 2025, but I'm so ready for a fresh start using what I learned from last year. Let's go. So here's what I'm doing differently in 2026. It's now clear to me that writing small goals and big goals in one long list was overwhelming for me. It didn't work. I wrote this long list in my notes app and I pinned it, so every time I opened my notes app, I could see it and know my list was there and what it was. It didn't work. It ended up just being a reminder of everything I hadn't done, and I just found myself like too scared to open the notes app. To be fair, the first 6 months I was flying. I feel like I was really in my groove. I was ticking everything off. But then the second half of the year, I just lost that momentum. I lost the stride, and the focus shifted from achieving my goals to just getting through the week. It just felt like I ticked off all the easy ones, right? And then all the hard ones were just there haunting my notes app. So for this year, I've actually put my goals into layers. Instead of putting them all together, I've structured them into long-term, mid-term and short-term goals. This way I can see my long-term goals and never forget my why, but then also the short-term goals for me feel less daunting. It doesn't feel so big, it's only short-term. I also intend on breaking down the goals into quarters, so I'll have a reflection on the previous quarter and then choose which goals I'm going to do the following quarter. I also find that I have this habit where if I've had a bad day, bad afternoon, bad morning, I carry that into the rest of the day, into the rest of the week, to be honest with you. Or I'll tell myself because I was unproductive and had a bad day the day before, then I need to be super productive the next day and get everything done the next day. And it's just not how life works. Rome wasn't built in a day. And also that pressure I put on myself just debilitates me into doing nothing, because then I'm like, there's too much to do. It's Sunday. I'll just have to restart on Monday, you know? So going into 2026, I'm aware that I behave like that. And I also think that awareness is the first step to improving that behavior and that habit, that bad habit of just saying, I'll wait till Monday. And then Monday comes around and I'm too stressed because I've got a whole to-do list that I decided to write over like 4 days and I could have just spread it out. Our awareness of that behavior is the first step to changing that behavior. The next thing I'm going to try this year is install the 5-minute rule. Now, I first heard about this when I read a self-help book years ago, and then I saw it circulating on TikTok a while back and I was like, oh, I read about that. Did I do it? No. But the whole concept is saying that 5 minutes, giving yourself 5 minutes to do something you've been putting off, is enough time to give you the momentum to keep going on the thing you've been putting off. So let's say reaching out to agents, I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and tell myself I need to just start an email. And I bet you I'll be halfway through that email, the timer will go off and I'll want to keep going because the momentum's already started. I'm halfway through the email. And some people have cute little clocks and cute little timers that they use for the 5-minute rule, but I just think if I do it on my phone, then it stops me from being on my phone and stops me from getting distracted. And also because it's physically a timer and it's not just I'll do this for 5 minutes and there's an actual timer going on, it kind of gets me out my head. It forces me to do the thing. Getting me out my head is half the battle. I'm such a perfectionist. So if I've got like something on that, and again, I don't know if this is ADHD or what, but sometimes if I have something on that day, let's say 1 o'clock, I'm not going to reach out to agents that day. I'm doing something at 1 o'clock. It's like I can't do something and then do something else. I don't know, I feel like that's a procrastination excuse that I've made up, but it's also like a perfectionist thing where I'm like, no, it has to be perfect and I have to be ready and in the right mindset. I'm pitching myself to agents today. Why don't I just put that date in my calendar then? But hopefully the 5-minute rule will help me with that and help me just get started and tell me that it's not going to take my entire day. The next thing is daily scheduling. I got this planner, the Daily Planner from the Productivity Method, not an ad. When I tell you, every night I will write out a list of things I want to achieve the next day, and the morning, and the schedule, it has the times on the left. And I find it so helpful because then in the morning when I'm blurry and I'm like, what am I doing in this life? What's my purpose? I just stop overthinking and look at my list and calm down. And I'm finding the daily schedule really helpful because it stops me from getting distracted on my phone or start cleaning and then be like, what was I supposed to do today? When there's a clear list in front of me with timestamps of what I'm doing today. You know what? It's not only helped me with distractions, but also just like time management, because in it, there's quick ticks, tasks and projects. And the quick ticks are things that take under 5 minutes. Be great for my timer. And then also tasks that take 5 to 30 minutes, and then big projects that take over an hour. And I find that so helpful because then if I'm feeling like a little overwhelmed, I'll plow through the quick ticks like nobody, and suddenly it's way easier to focus on a project when you've done all the quick ticks, which are like silly emails and things like that. I also think being self-employed, time management is so important for me. Otherwise, I don't even know what I've done with half my days, to be honest. And the final thing I'm doing for 2026 is I'm going to make my goals malleable. I'm not going to be so strict. I can change them. I can change my mind on things. Like, for example, one of my goals was paintballing with my friends. And then I slowly but surely realised every weekend, I don't want to do it. I love my weekends. I just felt like I didn't actually want to go paintballing. It was like an idea in my head, but when I actually thought about it, I didn't fancy booking it or doing it, and I don't have to. Or things like finishing my painting. At no time did I feel like I wanted to finish it. There's part of me that actually wants to leave my painting how it is, but that was on the list. But I guess what I'm saying is I can change my goals. Sorry, I feel like those goals are really specific for me. Okay, so let's say, for example, you set a goal to go to the gym 3 times a week, and then you slowly but surely realise 3 times a week isn't feasible for you, or you don't like your gym, or actually actually the gym just isn't for you at all, you can just remove it. Remove the goal. Forget it. Instead of letting it like weigh you down and have that pressure that you need to tick off this goal because you said you would. You can change it. You have control of your life. I think it's going to be so freeing being able to remove a goal if I just don't want to do it anymore. And now for what you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. My goals for 2026. Now, this actually feels deeply personal, but I like listening to other people's goals. I find it inspiring, and I also think saying them out loud tells the universe that you know what you want, and I trust the universe has my back. It's important to say your dreams out loud. Now, let's start with my long-term goals. These are my overarching dreams in life. Some people may find these cringe, some people may think they're kind of self-indulgent in a way, but everyone who had these dreams started somewhere. Become a versatile, transformational, multifaceted actor. Putting out there. 2, become financially free. Number 3 is be an advocate for deaf, grief and queer communities. 4, be an author. 5, own a big, beautiful country home. Own my dream house, basically. 6, master the guitar. I just want to be so good at the guitar, like my dad was. I just want his guitars played by me really well. And 7, live in a strong, healthy body. They're my overarching goals. They may change, but right now, they haven't changed for years. Next is my midterm goals. These are like my yearly goals. They still take time, but they're going to lead me to my big, overarching, long-term goals. Number 1, sign with a great agent. Number 2, improve my accent abilities and my special skills. 3, save 30 grand. Use my platform. Why am I laughing? The universe isn't going to take me seriously. I need to believe that this can happen, okay? Use my platform to speak about deaf culture, queer issues, and grief stories. Use my voice. Get a guitar qualification, such as grades and music theory. I did have like one guitar lesson, and the guy was talking to me about music theory, and I said, I'm really interested in this. And he was like, I do a qualification on this. So I thought, thank God. So I should get on that. Write a grief memoir, which is like a specific book rather than my overarching goal is become an author, you know? Improve my sleep hygiene. I want to have the best bedtime routine I've ever had. And I also want to create the perfect morning routine. Okay, so they're my midterm goals. This is my goals for the year. But now here are my short term, which could get done in a day, could get done in a week, could get done in a month or a quarter. Now, I had a huge list for short term because obviously they're smaller and more specific. So I decided to break it down. A lot of people break it down this way with like career, financial, social media, health and wellness, personal and advocacy. So let's go through these all. Career. Really specific again. These are the things that I'm going to be adding into my weekly schedules, into my quarterly, have I done this, got this done. So for career, number 1, get an accent coach. Weekly one-to-one lessons on specific accents. I feel like one of my weaknesses is accents. I feel like I used to be really strong at them at uni, but now if I was to do an audition and they asked me to do a Southern American, I'd probably be like, oh my God, I'm stressed. Whereas I want to just feel like I can do it. I can get there easily. I want to sharpen the tools in my toolbox. So I did follow an accent coach that I liked ages ago on Instagram. She recently followed me back. So I simply just need to message her like, hey, can we have a one-to-one session? And I'll see if I work well with her. Anyways, tangent. Number 2, book acting classes and workshops. There's some near me in Frome, and the guy was an actor, so I really want to go to him and see his workshops. And he does like improv workshops, clown workshops, things that will test me. Get a good self-tape backdrop ready for auditions. I just need to order that off Amazon. We don't support Amazon. You know what I mean? I'm just going to order that. It's not going to take me very long. Start acting series, maybe 1 monologue a week. I don't post enough about acting online, and I was thinking what's a way I could do it where I'm getting good practice out of it, but it's also inspiring others. And I feel like doing a monologue a week would be kind of cool, like a series. Email acting agents for representation. Start singing classes again to improve my skills. Daily warm-up practice. Physical and vocal warm-ups to sharpen my muscles. I actually don't do physical and vocal warm-ups anymore because I've not done a theatre stage play in so long. Book guitar lessons with Richard. Write a list of songs I would love to be able to play. Schedule practice hours onto my weekly calendar. So on that acting one, I've also put in the guitar goals as well because it all feels together. Like guitar is a special skill that's useful in acting as well. Next is advocacy. Now I feel like some people might find this header confusing, but what I mean by advocacy is I would like to be a good person. I want to feel like I'm giving back to people and specifically the communities that raise me and I identify with. So this is my goals for advocacy. Sign on to do my level 6 BSL qualification. I only need to get level 6 and I'm done. And then the next after that is interpreting, but who knows if I want to do that, but I think I should do my level 6. I think I've made it this far. I need to just do it. Make videos about deaf roles in film where I can like talk about deaf characters and sign language and the use of it in film, like the film Coda, how there's not enough of it, etc. Support the local deaf centre. I could volunteer at the deaf campus in Bath. There's a whole campus of deaf people, but I believe they're deaf and disabled. That's why they need assistance. I can donate, make videos about queer roles in film, collaborate with a brand for Pride Month, go on a grief podcast, go on a queer podcast, make videos about grief representation adaptation in film and grief in books as well. Next is financial. Do a 2025 financial reflection. What was my turnover compared to the year before? What was my profit? What was my monthly spending on average? I can get so scared of money, okay? So this sort of thing, I in my head think it's going to terrify me, but I think the first step to getting better and more financial literate is to just knowing where your money's going. Next, I want a budget so I can know how much I can feasibly save. Get financially literate. Speaking of which, I want to listen to podcasts like Grace Beverley's or Frugal Mia. Get a second credit card. I have a personal, but I want a business. And then invest in the S&P 500 on the Trading 212 app. I downloaded the app, I started investing, and then I stopped. So I need to just figure that out. Next are my social media goals, which I feel like I don't really want to share. No, I can share a few of them. So I want a huge strategy session with my management, which I've actually just done this week. So I can tick that. Wow, I'm ticking them already. I want to grow on Instagram. So I want to be posting like more high value content. I hardly post on there as it is. So I just really want to post more on Instagram. Start a series talking about book adaptations. I want to read the book, then watch the film. I'm not going to get into how much I love adaptations because you get to see the director's choices. You get to see choices that were made and you can think, oh, would I have done that? Oh, I never would have done that. That sort of thing. But I don't want to get into it. I just want to do it. I just want to do that. And then YouTube schedule. I also want to choose a time and a day each week that I post that my audience can expect to see a video from me. Next is health and wellness. Set a timer. I'm obsessed with timers at the moment. I've also recently been watching The Good Doctor, and Sean, the main character, is autistic and he sets timers for everything. And I've started to realise I feel like that would be really helpful. So set a timer to journal for 10 minutes and then meditate for 10 minutes and warm up for 10 minutes most mornings. I've not put every morning because sometimes I will be away and I will be busy and some mornings it's easier than others, but that's something I really want to get more in the habit of doing. I want to track my sleep. I want to get an Oura ring or an Ultra Human ring, I think they're called. I don't know which one, but my Fitbit's on the way out, and so sometimes it's telling me I had 4 hours sleep and I'm like, well, that's a lie. Next is find the perfect bedtime routine. I want Epsom salts, magnesium body cream all over me. I want a nice eye mask. I want my air purifier from Dyson that I recently got, and it has like this setting on it that's like a moon, but it sounds like brown noise. It's lovely. I want a really beautiful bedtime routine going on. I want screen-free time. I've seen loads of creators use Brick, but I fear there's just a way I can do it where I just give Ruby my phone and that will get me off my phone. Do you know what I mean? But I guess Brick holds you more accountable, and then you can share it and show everyone how many hours you're off your phone. I don't know. Maybe that's what it takes. You know how like you want to drink more water, so if you just buy another water bottle, then suddenly you drink loads more water, but that shouldn't be the case. I should be able to just come off my phone without having to brick it. I want to continue Pilates. I want to continue the gym with Rubes, and period health. My periods have always been extremely heavy beyond belief, and I'm done ignoring it. I think because every time I've ever been to the doctors about it, they've just put me on the pill. And in the last few years, I've not been on any contraception, and it's so freeing. It's the best feeling ever. But at the same time, I feel like I have no control of my body for like 2 weeks of the month. So I recently just had a scan on my ovary, so I'm waiting for results. And then hopefully with those results, I can do something about it. Who knows what I have. I feel like I have something. Personally, it's not normal, the amount of blood coming out of me. But anyways, period health, very important to add to health and wellness. Now these are my personal ones and then we're done, okay? So the first one on personal is to commit to random acts of kindness. And this is something like surprise my friends and my family. So last year I filled out my grandma's old address book that she bought but then never ended up filling out. She died before she could use it, I guess. But I filled it out with my friends and family's address books, and I think it'd be so cute to send like care packages to my friends if I know they're going through it, or just like a letter or flowers, anything. I think surprises really are some of the nicest gestures. And compliment strangers more, which is always going to be on there. I didn't do it enough last year. It was on my goals last year and I've not ticked it because I didn't do it enough. I think I complimented like one woman on her coat. Learn how to correctly and perfectly dice an onion. It's just one of those things that I actually think puts me off cooking, because I'm like, I've got to chop an onion. Whereas if I could just chop it like Ruby chops it, like I'd be done in 2 minutes, but I'm busy crying, it's a mess, nothing's even. I want to know how to dice an onion. I'm really talking about dice an onion over and over. Anyways, next is go in the sea. I didn't go in the sea last year. I also want to watch 100 films this year. Who knows if I do it? We will find out. I think I've already watched like 10 though, which if there's 12 months in a year and I've already watched 10, that's really doable, isn't it? That's really doable. I don't know though, but I'd love to track it on my letterbox that I'm going to download. Read 52 books again. I loved that goal. I'm going to do it again. Read more classics, read more adaptations, reread acting books. So I obviously read loads of acting books during my degree and I'd love to go back over them. Download Substack. I want to read articles. I don't want to watch the news. I want to read what's going on from other people's opinions. See more theatre, 1 show a month with Ruby as like our date night. I think that would be cute. Again, we saw loads of theatre last year and I don't want to lose that. It's so inspiring. If you want to be an actor actor, just go see some theatre. You leave like, oh, I want to be in that so bad. Spend time in Cornwall once a month with my nephews. That's something that's always on my personal. My nephews are so little that if I don't see them for like 2 months, it's like I don't feel close to them anymore because they're growing so much all the time. So I go home as like a non-negotiable once a month. And declutter my home is on my personal, which is wardrobe clear out, books clear out, beauty products clear out. You know, the big spring clean is on that list. But that is everything. How many do I have? How many short terms do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 50 on the dot. That's exactly 50 short-term goals. Okay, Louise, lock in because you did 14 last year. But no, I'm not doing this. I'm not comparing myself to last year. This is a new year. Listen, I know the list of short-term goals is long, but if I achieve like half that list, I'll be so proud. It genuinely feels so good to start over with my goals. And starting over isn't about erasing the past. It's about adjusting the strategy from what you've done in the past. This year, I'm not restarting emotionally. I'm restarting intentionally. And whether it's January, March, or a Wednesday night for you, you can restart. It's also the year of the horse. So Gallop Girl, and also check out, so Gallop Girl, Louise. And also just check out what that means for your Chinese zodiac. I'm a tiger in the Chinese zodiac, so it's supposed to be a lucky year for the tigers. And I feel that energy. If someone tells you you're going to be lucky this year, you feel like you're going to be lucky this year. I hope this video has encouraged you to write down some intentions. I hope my goals have inspired yours. And in the comments, let me know one of your overarching long-term goals that you don't dare to say out loud because you feel like people would judge you or think you're crazy. But put it in the comments. Let us know. The comments section is a safe space and you're telling the universe that way. Whatever it is, however big the dream is, just put it in the comment section and let the universe do its thing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you, losers. Do it. Leave a huge lifelong dream in the comment section and let the universe do its thing. I'm proud of you. And thank you for watching. Love you, losers.